we're going to get right into our second game of our quadruple header tonight. And it's going to be Nerdstrom's Nosecount versus As Bad as Raiders, War Horseman versus Electric's Man. It's Norse versus Undead. The game almost certainly underway, so we'll head on over there right now and check out where we are in this game. Turn 2 of this second game of 4 this evening. As Bad as Raiders on defense. They have 2 rerolls for the game, 1 for the Nosecount. Clear skies for this game. BB Nut asks, what are the other 2 games? The other 2 games are Philosopher's Song versus Vesuvian Lavabacks. That's Spire versus Berserker Tempest. That's a Lizard Mirror match. And then the 4th game will be the Disco Masters versus Conspicuous Disunion. That will be Ian versus Chime, and that's a Necro Mirror match. Those 2 are Division B games. This game here is a Division C game. She-Wolf, welcome to the stream. So the Nerdstrom's Nosecount are the Norse team in this matchup. The Norse team, they are glass cannons, right? Lots and lots of block on this roster, but most players have an AV of 8 on this Norse team. BB Nut says, Lizard Mirror? Sir, your group. Yep, my group. Turn 3 now for the Nosecount. Nosecount on offense, but heavy pressure here by the defense already. Gilroy last dance, the number 5 Ghoul Runner marking the ball on the 14-yard line. Here's the blitz. Ulf Werner on the blitz gets a pal. 8+ to break armor on the Ghoul Runner. The Ghoul Runner's on an Undead team. This is your speed. Very important piece. Undead teams are just great teams all around, I think. These mummies, these are big guys with no nega traits. They have a strength of 5, mighty blow. You can see Max here is leveled up, picked up guard as well. If those 2 mummies pick up guard, they can just support each other and have an effective strength of 6 and just start bashing people into the dirt. The ghouls are very fast. You've got the blitzers as well. Has some Skellymen on this roster. Skellymen, as opposed to the zombies. They pick up a point of MA, but they lose a point of AV. Pick up Thick Skull as well. Lots of Frenzy typically on a Norse team as well. You can see the Oathwinders have Frenzy. The Berserker has Frenzy. The Yeti has Frenzy. That's a lot of block dice that you're rolling. So you can get those removals, or you get those knockdowns and therefore armor breaks and therefore removals fairly easy. Failed the 3+ pickup here by the Valkyrie. Spends a reroll, gets the ball recovered, and moves it up to the 6-yard line just inside the left wide zone. But also means that you're not really controlling your positioning on those blocks. You have to follow up on that first block to Frenzy. It's not optional. So you have to be very, very careful to avoid Frenzy traps. And also you have to make a decision. Is this block worth where I might end up? Armor break on a Ghoul Runner. Gets a stun out of this. Roll a skull here to end the turn. Now, turn 3 back to As Bad as Raiders. They have 1 reroll left for the half. They have the only reroll remaining for the half, in fact. They're going to stand up that right defensive end, Diablo, the number 2 mummy. 2-die block against the number 6 Norse lineman. They have that Beer Boar right to the left. Gets a push out of this. Beer Boar, of course, strength of 1. They are stunty. They are titchy. MA5. All their dodges are 2+. They also have Pick Me Up. They have a giant barrel of beer on their back. 3-die block on the Beer Boar. This is going to be a dodge push by Fran. How dare you try to knock out this Beer Boar? Pick Me Up allows them at the end of your opponent's turn. You roll a d6 for everybody within, for every friendly within 3 spaces of the Beer Boar. On a 5+, they stand up for free. Thanks for the drink. I feel ready to go now. I feel ready to play. JD Whitey says, you need to start calling it the correct name. Pig me up just makes far more sense. You're right. You're right. When you're right, you're right. One die block against Alberic, the Ballista, the number 3 rookie Ulfwerener. Gets a knockdown here. Valkyries, very, very, very good pieces here. MA7, you can see they have strip ball, they have dauntless, but they also have pass and catch. Decent stat line besides. Only the one Valkyrie on the roster. I don't think there was a TV, a substantial TV. Oh, I stand corrected. Nerdrum Nosecount looked to have about 60K. It has a cheerleader, has an assistant coach, has a keg. 2-die blitz over on the right side of the line here. Gets a pal against Tom Zarek. Spire says, need a pick me up style pancake ad. That would be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome. Turn 4 now for the Nosecount. Nosecount on offense. Under heavy pressure by this defense. They can use Frenzy to start picking off players. Again, you have to be careful that you set up the Frenzy blocks correctly so that you can get those 2-die Frenzy follow-ups rather than a 1-die or an uphill block on the follow-up block. Gets the knockdown by the number 2 Wolfbrenner over in the left wide zone. And now a block by Moranian Terror, but again has to follow up. And so he'll mark Fran. 2-die on Fran will be a push. Fran's going to remain on his feet, still marking the ball carrier. .42 seconds left in the turn. Nosecount trying to find a way to keep this ball safe, but they roll a skull with the beer bore. No rerolls remaining. Final turn of the first quarter coming up. Took a 1-die with the beer bore, rolled a skull. That will be the end of the turn. The beer bore somehow stays on the pitch. Beer bore only has an AV of 6+. That is very, very small. Really, it's only the barrel that's armoring the beer bore and the helmet. Didn't get to activate the Yeti. The Yeti at center pitch. As bad as Raiders with 1 reroll left. They're on defense. Again, big time pressure by this D. They're going to continue to apply it here. They get a push with Max against the number 6 lineman. Looks to be following up with the Mummy here to get a mark on the ball carrier. Even though this Mummy is marked, the Mummy has the guard skill. That means that Mummy is always lending an assist, no matter what. Well, that's not technically true, but in this game it's true. In this particular game. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz against this Valkyrie. It's a both down, or it's, well, it could be a push, it could be a both down or a reroll. It's going to take the push here. Ball carrier is going to remain on their feet. Takes the 1 die here with Fraun. Got the POW. Looking for an 8+ to break armor. Where's this ball going to end up? Good armor break. Got the removal as well. Oppo is spent. The Valkyrie's going to remain on the pitch stunned. The ball's going to bounce to the 6-yard line. So the Valkyrie removed on the KO, but the Apothecary is spent, saves her, and says, you know what, you're fine. Stay out there, you're fine, you're good. She just needs a turn. Just needs a turn. A rush by Trey Stucker. Number 6 White Blitzer trying to get in on this ball now. Now trying to capitalize on this stunned Valkyrie. Has a number of players in position. Wants to make sure these Norsemen cannot get at the ball, but it's going to be real tricky. Seeing as the Undead team are all over here. They're all on this side of the ball. It's difficult to kind of scoop around here. Or even around here. Can't really sprint the ball. Needs to be a little more judicious with that movement. And put these pieces in places where those tackle zones are going to be a real problem for the Norsemen. Five minutes, 10 seconds left on the bonus clock for as bad as Raiders. They're going to reposition their Ghoul Runner in the secondary. That's Sneak, the number 4 Ghoul Runner, now in the left wide zone. Second quarter begins. Quarter number 2. Nerdrum's Nosecount with no rerolls remaining. They were on offense. They've lost the ball. They need to recover. .50-50 unchanneled Fury roll gets the Yeti up to the line of scrimmage, takes a mark on that mummy, and now a 2-die against the skeleton gets the knockdown thanks to the block skill. Lots of block on a Norse team. Block and frenzy. They hit hard, they die hard. 2 die, well, die easy. Good armor break gets the removal here to clear the ball. Has to follow up due to frenzy. It's now marking the number 5 Ghoul Runner. The only remaining Ghoul Runner on the pitch. If this Undead team loses their second Ghoul Runner. Wait, they had 2, didn't they? There he is. So they're not going to lose their second. But were they to lose their second, that's a lot of speed they lose on this team. Tried to recover the ball with the number 4 Berserker, but fails the pickup. The ball's going to bounce to the 4, and now it's turn 5 for as bad as Raiders. If you're unfamiliar with the structure of our season, we have 3 open competitions a season and 1 invitational at the end. The top 2 teams of each competition will earn an invitation to our championship invitational. The winner of each competition in the upper bracket, the runner-up in the lower bracket, and then a number of other teams will qualify based on rules that basically fill out a bracket. In this competition, the actual structure of our individual opens is based on how many participants we have. We have 27 teams in this Chaos Cup. That's a divisional. So we have 3 divisions in this Chaos Cup. Each team will play every other team in their division 1 time. And then the top 2 teams of each division will make the cut, the top 8, as well as the best 3rd place team between the 3 divisions. They all get seeded in a single elimination top 8 bracket to determine who the Chaos Cup champion will be. And then over the course of the season, of course, you can carry your team between competition and competition. You do not have to participate in all 3 opens. You can, and if you do, that's SPP you can earn. Some coaches, sometimes they'll switch to a different team mid-competition. Sometimes we'll have coaches join in the middle of the season. They say they didn't participate in the Chaos Cup, but they'd like to participate, say, in the Spike Magazine Trophy. That's totally fine as well. We had, I think in Season 3, we had a coach join in the Dungeon Bowl. That's our 3rd and final open of the season. And they advanced to the championship. Gets the stun against Gilroy. Last dance. The number 5 Ghoul Runner that was near the ball. Not so near anymore. Nerdrum's Nosecount running out of time to get this ball in the end zone. They're still not across the line of scrimmage. This ball has been stalled over in the left wide zone. Again, we've talked about this before. It can be real tricky. Once you're in the wide zone, you've lost this direction of movement, which means the defense not only doesn't have to cover this. Big armor break. Didn't get the removal on the mummy, though. Doesn't have to cover this side. But the players that would have had to cover this side, what do you do with them? Well, they can double up in front, or instead of doing that, they can start to apply pressure on the side. And this could be disastrous for certain teams. $30 seconds on the clock for the nose count. Again, no rerolls remaining. Rerolls are a big, big factor in this game. They change your odds so dramatically. But it's important to have them. It's important to spend them when they mean something. You don't want to spend them willy-nilly. New coaches, we've all done this as new coaches. We'll tend to spend rerolls like they're free. Like, oh, I failed a die roll. Let me just spend it. Why not? Well, if you're getting nothing out of it, don't spend it. Failed to pick up here again with number 11. Boy, can't really afford these failed pickups. The ball's going to bounce one space forward again, this time to the 2. Minute 20 left on the clock for as bad as Raiders. They're on defense, so long as they stop this score, they've done their job. Looking for a way to recover this ball safely. Again, they just have the one. Oh no, they have 3. That's good. You can carry 4 goal runners on an undead team. They have 3 of the 4. Personally, I like to get all 4 as quickly as possible, just because, again, this is the speed on your roster. You get speed with MA7, and you get the dodge skill, so you can get to where you need to be. And you can get these players. Oh, a skull's going to be a turnover against Aiden Ono. No, it's not. Or not an armor break, rather. So that's so important to have that speed on this roster. And the dodge skill kind of gets you where you need to be. You can get them out in different ways. Of course, you can have a ball carrier. Maybe you pick up sure hands on that guy. You can have a fouler, right? You have an MA7 fouler or a harassment piece, maybe a strip ball, ghoul runner. There's lots of ways you can get them out. And with 4, you can get them out in various ways. Tizzle Bizzle demanding death. You know what? You know what? I'm going to promise it to you. You're getting death tonight. Oh, wait, the curse. I got to do the curse. I got to do the Death Note curse. Death. I can't put a particular name in. I can't root for one team or the other. Death to night. Knocks out the ghoul runner on the blitz. Good job by War Horseman here to identify these ghoul runners as fragile pieces with that somewhat brittle AV8+. Finally recovers the ball in the hands of the Valkyrie. Moves the ball down to the opposing 12-yard line. Very well done by War Horseman. And now 2-die on Shock Bowers. He needs to get this POW, and he did. Shock Bowers will move to the protected side. Great stun by War Horsemen. They don't have to worry about shock powers going after this ball carrier. The ball carrier now in scoring position. The Ghoul Runners, they're the ones that we're going to put on the rocket shoes to try to get on the ball. Now Powell gets Trey Stucker way behind the line of scrimmage. Got the removal. Well done. So that's a 4-man player advantage, I think, for Mercer's nose count. Foul by the beer board. Yeah, this is the other use of the beer board that we talked about. You have this cheap piece that can get wherever it needs to get. You're dodging for days on a 2+. Oh no, did he get called off? He did. So you can foul with this beer board, right? It's a great piece to I don't want to say throw away, but it's a great piece to throw in there for the foul because it's easy to get the piece where you want it to be. It's also good for getting the assist. Got the removal there. Did get called off the pitch. I mean, it's almost always a great trade. But unfortunately tried to argue the call with the ref, and the ref was having none of it. So not only was the beer bore taken out of the game, but so was War Horseman. War Horseman has been ejected from this game, can no longer argue the call, and gets a -1. Brilliant coaching result. One minute to go in turn 7 for as bad as Raiders. This will be the this has to be the turn they stop scoring. I'm not really sure what they do at this point. Looks like this Norse team is going to get on the board here, but that's all right because as bad as Raiders will be on offense to start the second half, they'll also be on offense for a turn here in the first half. And if they get a timeout, they could very well win this game 2-1. One dive block against the Ballista. The number 3 Ulfwerner gets a push out of this. As Raiders back on the bonus clock here in turn number 7. They're under 5 minutes to go. They're going to run away number 5. I think that's a wise decision. Just keeps that Ghoul Runner safe. Turn 8 for the nose count with no rerolls left. I think they just walked this ball in. Here it is. 1-0 will be the score. Did I? Oh, I was like, did I skip the victory? Hey! You know what? This is much more impressive than the pig head. Much more impressive. I mean, you're spilling the beer everywhere, but you know what? Baby steps. Didn't get back any KOs here for as bad as Raiders. Nose count to set up their defense. Zillis the Noodle, welcome to the stream, says spilling the beer, dwarfs running down a grudge. Yeah, so nose count here. We'll try to screen out the end zone, just in case. Have to put 3 on the line. All right. So left some gaps here. Not going to matter too much. many's on the roster here? 7, so 1v4, 8, 11. So 1-man player advantage. All right, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 8, 11. 1-man player advantage for as bad as Raiders. Just fucking around. Welcome to the stream. Says just smash with mummies and foul with 7 men. We'll see. We'll see if as bad as Raiders decide to do that. You know, those mummies have mighty blow. Obviously, they can get a 7+ against Norse is nothing. Quick snap. So no timeout here. So the Nosecount aren't going to be able to score. So there'll be 3 blocks on the line. And if one of those is a push, we'll probably see a blitz as well. We'll see if we end up seeing a foul or not. Ball's going to stay on the pitch. As bad as Raiders have some blocks to take on the line. Two-die block against the number 7 lineman. Gets a knockdown. Looking for an 8+. This is against some more of the journeyman. Doesn't get anything. Second block. Almost certainly with a mummy. 3-die against number 6. There it is. Only gets a push out of this. Decided to follow up there, so it doesn't get the assist from the mummy. But it's a 6v3 now against a number 9. So it's a 2-die block against number 9. Why is that a 3-die block? Oh, because he's got the blitzer over here. That's why. Great. Got a pal here. Looking for a 7+. There it is. Got the injury. 1 more removal, 2 more SPP. Still has a blitz available against number 6. Here it comes. 2-die blitz. Double skulls. That'll be the end of the turn. 1-0 at the half. Nerdstrum's Nosecount will be in the lead here. They'll also be on defense to start the second half of the game. Did pick up a removal there just before the end of the half. And now the Nosecount to set up a proper defense. This time they're only going to have 9 on the pitch. It'll be 9v11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Should have just counted it this way. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Whatever. They're in the line for the Nosecount. Currently, they have that Yeti as the middle linebacker. 2 Ulf runners as the corners. Pulling them back 1 extra space. The Valkyrie, currently the safety, pulled in real tight. Journeyman, the right defensive end. Remember, all these linemen have block. They're also drunkards. You don't see them not dodge. You don't see them rush a whole lot because being drunkards means they fail their rushes on a 1 or a 2, not just a 1. Currently 5 on the line for the offense now. Doesn't have sure hands on any of these ghoul runners. They're all rookies. All right, 2 of the Ghoul runners back to receive, number 5 and number 4. Here's the kick. That's a quick snap. Gets all 6 players. So 6 unmarked players can move 1 space. So that is every unmarked player. Doesn't have to move all 6, but can. Just moves the 2 players. So moves the 2 Ghoul runners toward the ball. The ball bounces away from them. Get away from me. The ball ends up on the 12. Second quarter underway here in about not 19 minutes. In about 49 minutes, we'll have game number 3 of our quadruple header this evening. It'll be Philosopher's Song versus Vesuvian Lavaback, Spire versus Berserker Tempest. That will be a Lizard Mirror match. That'll be a fun one. Lizard Mirrors are always interesting, right? Because, of course, you've got the Sarses and you got the Crocs, and you try to leverage that advantage against other teams, but when you're up against your own team, which almost always has the exact same composition, right? You've got all 6 Sarses, you've got the Crocs. It becomes a bit of a chess match going after the Skinks. 3-die block against Tom Zarek. Tom Zarek, definitely not a Cylon. 7+ breaks his armor, but you can't break it because he definitely is a Cylon. Three-plus pickup works out. Gilroy last dance in possession of the ball. Number 5 rookie Ghoul runner has the ball in the 12. Advances the ball forward to the 6. BBNF says, when we played Battlestar Galactica, Hilo was always the Cylon. It's such a good game. Sets up a pretty strong defensive pocket here around the ball carrier. A little weak on the right side. Turn 9 now for the nose count. Nose count looks to be screaming out the offense currently. No blitz and foul. Blasphemy. I had one game with an old game group I had many moons ago, and I was a human, and I was thrown into the brig almost instantly. 2-die blitz by Bumble the Yeti. Gets a pal here, looking for an 8+ to break armor. Got the armor break. Gets a stun out of this. Has to follow up to a frenzy. But yeah, I was a human. I was thrown in the brig almost instantly, and the player who perpetrated it was a Cylon. SP Beaver, welcome to the stream. SP Beaver says, "I'm sure you had it coming." Maybe in some capacity. Turn 10 now for as bad as Raiders. Electrics Man in possession of the ball, down 0-1, has a full complement of 3 rerolls. Doesn't need to get super aggressive here, but remember, the opposing team is the more fragile team. So long as you're taking blocks, you're almost certain to get the player advantage here. Just need to keep the ghouls safe, or keep the ball carrier, I should say, safe. BBNet says, have I told you about using Hilo's ability to make the Admiral kill himself? You have not. remember what Hilo's ability is. It's been a while since I played. Two die blitz. Oh no. Can re-roll this. This is the problem, especially at early TVs against a Norse team, right? They have so much block. They are frail. They can get more dice on you, but also they're more resilient than you. Because you can't, I say as he gets badly hurt. Because you can't choose the both down results when you don't have the block skill. So good removal here by number 1. Leveraging Mighty Blow to make these Norsemen even more frail. Oh man, that's awesome. So the Admiral got Admiral's Choice. Current player is executed, which is the Admiral himself. Or the Admiral and the current player discard 2 cards. Oh, that's beautiful. Ball on the 2-yard line, setting up a tight cage here with this Necro. Oh, this isn't a Necro team, with this Undead team. Just fucking around says he really needs to make sure the mummy blocks are 3 dice. Yeah, so with these mummies, right, when you're talking about strength 5, right, against an average strength of 3, you need to exceed double the strength, right? So that means 2 assists gets you the 3 die block. 3 dice gives you your greatest odds of getting that knockdown and triggering Mighty Blow, which will give you a +1 to your armor or your injury roll, whichever one you need it for. He does have guard on one of these mummies. Keeping these mummies together means that at least number 2 here will always be getting an assist from number 1. That's effectively a strength of 6. So against most players, that's 1 assist. We'll make that a 3 die block and start getting these removals with these mummies. Two die block gets bait. Hobbs gets a pal here. Gets the armor break. Gets a stun. That's awesome, Booby. That's such a fun game. "25 seconds to go here in turn 10 for Nerdstrom's Nosecount. Continuing to stay in front of this cage, but playing a little, dare I say, playing a little elfy against this undead offense. Nerdstrom's Nosecount, cognizant of the lead they have, trying not to give up the blocks against the mummies, which, of course. Yeah, so setting up columns-ish. So the Thing, the number 5 Berserker, moves back to the 12-yard line. Takes a mark against the mummy. Blitz against the number 1 mummy. 1 die blitz into a skull. Spends a team reroll into the knockdown. Whoa, gets an armor break out of this. Great stun. Has to follow up due to frenzy and now has a mark on the ball. Holy moly. Broke the armor of the mummy and gets a big stun. I have no running water and I don't know what to do about this. I know the county was out doing something, but I have like bottled water and like a, I have water, But like nothing, you know. Hey, walking water. Pachoo, pachoo. I normally take showers at night. I happen to take one in the morning today. I'm glad I did. Under a minute to go here in turn 11. As bad as Raiders, still on offense, have yet to cross the line of scrimmage. Ball carrier is currently marked. Positive dodge for the ball carrier right now. It'll be a 3+ with a free reroll. Setting up a cage. Looks like the ball will advance to the 6-yard line. Committing to this left wide zone. Oh, failed the dodge! Failed the dodge. The ball now on the opposing 4-yard line. Needed a 3+ on one of 2 rerolls. Failed the reroll. Can't spend the team reroll either. You can only reroll a day pool a maximum of 1 time. Bad Dog asks, "What's the name of the outro song at the end of the stream called?" I don't know. I can look it up. I can let you know after the stream. So I commissioned the song. I don't own the song. So there were options, right? You can commission it and own it, which is a lot of money, or you can commission it and have it exclusively for a while, which was a lot cheaper. So I did that. I don't know what the name of the song is. I have to look it up. Three plus pickup by the defense. And by the defense, I mean the Valkyrie, the number 11 Valkyrie, Flog, the shadow of Morsleb. Takes possession of the ball on the opposing 4-yard line. Trying to furiously set up a pocket on the ball carrier here. The Wolfwader marked by the Ghoul Runner. This could be the opening for this undead team to try to get at the ball carrier on this upcoming turn 12. Nosecount on the bonus clock. They have 6 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. Plenty of time. Have these resources. Avail yourself of them. If you 2 minutes is not enough, take your time. Dip into that bonus clock. Figure out how you want this turn to end up. 2-die block against Jacoby Deers here. Gets a push. Frenzy follow-up. Gets the POW. 8+ breaks. Not 8+. It's the Yeti that does not have Mighty Blow. So it's a 9+ to break armor, but didn't break it. Turn 12 for as bad as Raiders. Minute 25 in the turn. As bad as Raiders. Trying to figure out what they need to do to recover this ball. Nosecount's in the lead. They've recovered the ball on defense. Rush is in the position with Aiden Ono. That's 2 assists against the number 2 Wolfburner. Wolfburner with the strength of 4 gets the 1-die block. This is just a push. Lisa Lot Sneak, the number 4 Ghoul Runner, gets a push, does not follow up to get murdered. Says, you know what? I'm cool. I died once. I don't need to die twice. It wasn't cool. It wasn't fun. Those dog tags? Can't tell. I don't want to get in that weird position where the camera angle gets all jank. One die block on the Yeti. Gets a POW out of this. No armor break, though. As bad as Raiders down to just 3 minutes, 45 seconds on the bonus clock. As bad as Raiders looking for the first win in this competition. If they can get it, they can advance up to 7th place in Division C. Nerdrum's Nosecount looking to advance 1 place up into 5th. They'll be tied with by league points with the NC Snakes and Entanglements. The way standings are determined in the league is standings are determined by league points. You get 3 for a win, 1 for a draw. If it is tied, then if you have played the team you are tied with and you've defeated them, you break the tie. If that doesn't break the tie for one reason or another, maybe you drew them, or maybe you're like in a 3-way tie that's kind of a loop, then the next tiebreaker is your TD differential. So that's how many touchdowns you scored minus how many touchdowns you've given up. And the final tiebreaker is touchdowns you scored. So if you're tied on TD differential, but you've scored more touchdowns than the player you're tied with, you will be ranked higher than them. If it is still tied after that, and that tie needs to be broken for some reason, such as determining like a playoff spot or a cut determination, then there'll be a playoff game. 2-die blitz against Shock Bowers. Gets the knockdown here. Shock Bowers is going to remain on the pitch. The old 1-die pal. The old 1DP. Well, let's not use that phrase. Let's pretend it means Dragon Punch. The old 1DP. A tale as old as time. Gets an armor break here. Gets a stun against Aiden Ono. Remember, these skeletons, they pick up a point of MA, but they lose a point of AV compared to zombies. They also pick up thick skull. Some people say they're better as fowlers. I hate skeletons. I never, ever, ever use them. But, you know, they're certainly an option. And you can see he's picked up Dirty Player here, so absolutely has this skeleton as a fowler. Gets that extra point of MA, which is a significant difference from 4. But Dirty Player gives you a +1 to your foul. Here's the 1-die to get off the sideline. Has to follow up with Frenzy. Spends the final reroll. Keeps the drive alive. So no rerolls remaining for the Nosecount. Nosecount says, that's the end of my turn. 4th and final quarter begins. It's turn 13 for the Raiders. They have 2 rerolls remaining. They're down a touchdown. They need to recover this ball right now, or else the Nosecount's going to go up 2-0. Two-die block back at the line of scrimmage against Tom Zarek. Gets a knockdown. 7+ will break armor. There's the armor break. Gets a stun. +7, a favorable armor break. Or a favorable odds of an armor break. 2-die block gets number 3 Ulfweiner. Taking some blocks here. Trying to get SPP. But needs to go after this ball if they don't want to lose. Gets the armor break. Justice's jaw. Gets a KO. Shock Bowers stands up. That's the ghoul marking the ball carrier currently. Ball carrier with no skills to make them more resilient. Doesn't have block, doesn't have dodge. Oh man, I get new glasses next week. I wear glasses. I bought new glasses last year, and I got them like through my insurance company, and they totally messed up the lenses. Like I can't wear them. They're worse than the glasses I have now, and the prescription in my glasses that I'm wearing now are like 8 years old or something. My vision's not too bad really. Like if I don't wear my glasses, I can still see fine. Like I don't need my glasses to drive. Like I don't have a requirement to wear my glasses to drive. So it's not that big of a deal. But it's annoying to get new glasses and new lenses. Here's the Blitz. Gets the knockdown on the Valkyrie. Looking for an 8+. This is going to be a huge armor break. But still needs to start turning this into a drive. Momentum forward. Big armor break. Got the removal. Doesn't have to worry about the Valkyrie anymore. Is the ball going to stay on the pitch? It does. Ball on the 18 now. No movement left with the Blitzer unless it's a rush. It's a difficult spot for the ball to be. A failed pickup means that ball could go out of bounds. And who knows where it'll get thrown back in. So I bought new glasses, and it's annoying that having bought new frames and lenses, and then the lenses are just plain wrong. So I'm excited to get that corrected next week. Turn 13 for the nose count. Two-die block with the Yeti. Would have been risky to start the turn with the Yeti, but you have no rerolls left, so it doesn't matter. Risky because most big guys have the loner nega trait, which means if you want to spend a team reroll, you spend it first, you roll a d6. If it's a 4+, you can actually use it, otherwise you'll lose it. Sometimes loner is 3+. Blitz on sneak. Failed the rush on the Blitz. Because if you look in the rule book, if you remember your middle school math, you have a 1 in 6 chance of failing a rush. And if I've done my math correctly, and I always do, that is a 900% failure rate. 900%. Why would you ever rush? Turn 14 for as bad as Raiders. Yeah. He's not, but he kind of is. Iron Cynic, thank you very much for the bits. As bad as Raiders. They've still got 2 rerolls, so they're going to take some blocks here before recovering this ball. They need to figure out where this ball is going to move. I imagine it's going to move out to the right. But they'll need to keep it protected for at least a turn. It's pile number 2 here. 8+ breaks armor. No armor break. Again, coming up after this game, just about 25 minutes from now, we're going to have Philosopher's Song versus Vesuvian Lavabacks. Game 3 of 4 this evening. That'll be Spire versus Berserker Tempest. Lizards versus Lizards. Fails the ball pickup. Needs to spend the re-roll here. There it is. Doesn't want that, risk that ball going out of bounds. Rushes into position behind the Mummy Diablo. Now the ball up on the 4-yard line, just off the left wide zone. Very well protected, but marked by the number 4 Berserker. Or at least would be, provided he stands up. Max is going to move in and cover the front of the ball carrier. 40 seconds left on the bonus clock for as bad as Raiders. They move Gilroy, last dance, way down pitch to the opposing 16-yard line. Turn 14 for the nose count. Just 30 seconds left on the bonus clock for as bad as Raiders. Nose count in the lead. Lost the ball here when they lost the Valkyrie. Failed the unchanneled Fury roll. This one was a fails on a 1, or succeeds on a 2+, I should say. Did roll the 1, so Yeti's activation is now complete. Minute 10 left in turn 14. Nose count trying to stop this score, but most of their players either off the pitch or on the wrong side of the drive. They take a mark with Tom Zarek. Tom, my man, how brave you are. Tried to jump up with the Berserker. So what he tried to do here is with jump up, it doesn't cost you 3 EMA to stand up with jump up. And what that means is you don't have to spend a blitz on the block. You can just make it a block instead. But if you're going to try a block from prone, you have to roll a d6 first. He failed that roll, so he doesn't get the block. And now the blitz against Jacoby Deers over in the right side of this formation gets an armor break. And gets a stun out of it. Takes an uphill block against Shock Bowers. It works out. The journeyman, he wants a spot on the roster. Look what I can do. Turn 15 for as bad as Raiders. Jay Leave with the raid. Thank you very much for the raid. Thank you very, very much. Welcome Raiders. Welcome Jay Leave. Thanks for hanging out. This is game 2 of 4 tonight. Good stun by the Mummy. Max on the block. Iron Cynic says the top lino could have chain pushed the Mummy out. If it was a pal, he marks the ball. Berserker jumps up and hits the ball. Yes, indeed. That's right, quadruple header. Something to watch out for, especially as a new... Ooh. Don't do it. Don't do it. He did it. He did it. Hands off the last dance. So looking to get 3 SPP. Spread this SPP out. Good presence of mind here for Electrics Man. Moves the ball all the way to the 24-yard line. Just inside the right wide zone. Looking to get 3 SPP on last dance. Well done. Did the handoff. Worked out. As a new coach, you have to watch out for situations like this, these little squares here. Because this is an easy way to sort of chain block somebody out of a mark and get somebody to where you want them to be. And that's just because, so if we draw it over here, right? Let's say there's pieces here. Big KO. draw it like this. Say there's a piece here, piece here, piece here, a piece here, right? And you want this guy to go away. Well, you can put a guy here, right? The curse! The curse! Tizzle bizzle! What did I tell you? I promised you death! And I have delivered! I shall bring death! Anyhow, Iron Cynic demanding death. Gamer Mike says we should do that in the first game. So let's say there's some players here, right? And you want this guy out of the way, right? So you can park a guy here. You can take the block. You can take the block this way. You can even take it this way. It depends on, you know, maybe you have an assist or something. Now this guy has nowhere to go, so you can push him into him here, and then this guy can get pushed out of the way. So you have to watch out for those squares. Turn 16 for as bad as Raiders. They have one reroll left. Do they want to take a chance here? Or do they want to score and make sure this is all but a guaranteed draw? It looks like they're going to take a chance. It's going to show up a little bit. There's the score, 1-1. Tie ball game. Nosecount's going to get this ball for a turn, unless, of course, there's a timeout. Well done by Electric Span. Nosecount down to a handful of players. Bad as Raiders are going to have a full 11 to set up here in turn 16. Final turn of the game unless there's a timeout. That's a great idea, Bad Dog. I think I might actually do that. Good idea. Yeah, that was turn 16. He had to score there. As bad as Raiders setting up their defense here. I imagine they'll set them up. Well, looks like he's setting up on the 20-yard line. Typically, you'd set it up on the 22. That puts him as far back as possible while engaging the offense in as many potential dodges as possible. Ava Death Unit 02. All right, sets up a few players forward here on the defense. The Nosecount to set up their very limited offense, just 5 players on the pitch. They don't have their Valkyrie, so they're looking at an MA6 to be their fastest speed. They can still score with that, provided there's a timeout. We'll see if it happens. Here's the kick. If not, it's just going to be some SPP gathering. Yep, looks like a Norse game. They are glass cannons. Cheering fans, what's the prayer to Nuffle? Greasy. Greasy cleats. Greasy. The Norse team says, you want to know what it's like? You want to know what it's like? Here, So 1-1 will be the final of this game. Nothing for the Nosecount to do but try to collect some SPP. That's a way to do it, but didn't get the casualty. Minute 15 left in the ball game. Looking for a 9+ here on Fran, doesn't get it. Just one more block to take. Gets an assist. 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just a 2-die block. Gets a push out of this. Took it on the outside. Could have taken it on the inside and guaranteed another block out of this, but still has his blitz. And there it is. 2-die blitz again. Another push. Skeleton. The Skelly Man's going to remain on his feet. There he goes. Knocks him down. Looking for the 8+. But does not get it. So that'll be the game. 1-1. The final in this ball game. Well done by both coaches. Both teams pick up their second draw of the competition. That was a fun one. Once again, well done to both coaches. We have our third game coming up in about 13 minutes. So I think this is what we'll do. We'll kick over to our 10-minute countdown, and then we'll start the stream like normal. We'll have probably a no pregame, maybe a very limited pregame. Yeah, we'll kick over the 10-minute countdown before we get into game 3 of 4 tonight. It's going to be a Lizard Mirror match. These next 2 games are going to be Division B games, a Lizard Mirror match, and then a Necro Mirror match. It'll be really fun. We'll hope to stick you around for these final 2 games. Go grab something to drink, take a break, wash your face, get some cookies. We'll see you back here in about 10 minutes for game number 3 of our quadruple header tonight.